Yes, the numbers show inflation may be backing off, but the latest consumer price index also shows you're still paying more for a lot of things than you did a year ago. And to tell us how that's working, here's KIRO Newsradio's Heather Bosch. Heather.
Yeah, Dave, this becomes pretty obvious when you sit down to breakfast. In the greater Seattle area, the cost of cereal and baked goods increased 11.3% in October compared to the year before. Like milk on your cereal, you're paying 7.8% more for that. At least you're paying less for eggs. The cost of eggs, meats, poultry, and fish actually went down 0.4%. Overall, though, your grocery bill in the greater Seattle area increased about 3.2% in the past year. Now, food is one factor, but I spoke with David Kong at the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and he tells me what's really pushing inflation here.
The main driver for the Seattle area consumer price index is higher prices for shelter.
Yeah, the cost of shelter increased 8.1%. As for heating your home,
Over the year, fuels and utilities went up 9.8%.
that includes a more than 30% increase in the price of natural gas over the past year. Other highlights of the report: medical care is up 4.4%. Other goods and services jumped 8.3%. Clothing increased nearly 5%. We did get a break in transportation costs, which actually went down 1.5%.
New and used vehicles, new vehicles, used cars and trucks, as well as motor fuel.
Overall, the consumer price index in the greater Seattle area increased 4.8% over the last 12 months. That's higher than the national average of 3.2%. Prices are still rising in Western Washington, but this will make you feel a little better, at a much slower pace than they were. In the summer of 2022, inflation rose about 10% compared to the year before. Dave and Colleen, I remember that vividly.
I do. I don't know if it makes me feel better, though. I mean, the damage is done for so many families,
I think,
right?
yeah.
Inflation is easing, but their savings has been drained. Their credit cards are up. They feel the stress. It really is unfortunate what's happening to families.
And
I'll say.
sadly, prices go up really fast. They seem to come down incredibly slowly, if they do.
Yeah, I'm having
at
to
all.
apply all of my tricks, from coupons to gasoline savings to just saying no to certain foods right now.
I kid you not. I Googled how to save money on my grocery bill, and things popped up like coupons. But I kid you not, one of the options, try intermittent fasting.
Right. I know.
There we go. Just don't eat.
That's not an option
It's
for
really
some
sad.
of us.
I've even, and I don't know if this helps some families with multiple kids or if it'll work, but we've had to implement a new snacking system for our kids too, because they're just eating up all the snacks, and you know that those are expensive, right?
Some are more expensive than not.
Yeah, so now I have a 3-2-1 system where
Yeah.
you can have
Oh.
3 of these, 2 of these, 1 of these
Okay.
a day, and I kind of put like the high ticket items, like
Yeah.
the good tasting, the brownie granola bars that are supposed to be healthy. Those are the ones.
Yeah.
And the 3s are like, okay, there's fresh fruit and veggies cut up in the fridge. There's some Ritz crackers. So
Yeah.
it kind of helps cut down on how much is being consumed.
Right.
Sometimes it's a lot of idle eating when it comes to kids snacking.
True.
Yeah.
One of my colleagues suggested, well, just eat Nilla wafers instead of cake. And I posted Walmart, $16 for a box of Nilla wafers.
What?
She says, well, maybe saltines,
Yeah, gross.
which
Come on.
are cheaper.
We
They
don't
are
have to be
cheaper.
miserable as inflation is high, but we do need, moderation is always the key. But
There's a certain amount of misery.
Kale grows great in this climate, and
That's true.
harvesting kale from your backyard is free.
Or grass. Many people have lawns, and it tastes like kale. Just
Ew,
eat grass.
come on.
Wait a second.
Heather's joking, everybody. Don't
I
worry.
hope so.
Yeah.
Like my roof tea. That's from the rain barrels.
Roof tea?
It's water that's soaked in pine needles as it runs off the shingles. Yeah.
And bird droppings.
And yes, that too. That's
Come
why
on,
we
you
don't
guys.
drink it.
I was trying to be helpful.
I know.